And one thing that I know a lot of people are fascinated about, and even myself, is fasting. And you say that you fast to be closer to your creator. Now, people who don't understand what you mean by that because they're not faith-based, or, they don't follow religion, what is it that you mean by that?
When you eat, you have energy. When you have energy, the ego is much more active. When you're hungry and when you're suffering, humility starts to rise up in you. It have no choice. It has no choice but to rise, because you begin to start to recognize your own weakness and your own dependency. And so more than anything, it's a matter of shedding false perception, shedding false ideas, shedding the false sense of self that accompanies constant comfort, constant consumption, right? And so when the false self is challenged like that, right? And the false self, when it's challenged, it's not pretty. I say, like, that's when the demons come out, because that's when all like the negative attitudes that was hidden. Everybody's an addict. Everybody's addicted. And you know what? One of the things we're most addicted to is food. But when you just think about it in terms of an extreme situation, like somebody who's addicted to heroin, you could see like, okay, so this person's coming off of heroin, so he's going to have withdrawal symptoms. And during those withdrawal symptoms, maybe they're angry or they're sad, or like all this shit comes to the surface. When we dopamine detox, when we detox from food, when we get away from the things that comfort us as normal people, maybe not addicted to heroin, but just quote unquote normal people, that's when all of our attachments start rearing up and showing themselves to you. I'm experimenting right now with semen retention, right? Have you ever done no-fap?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you notice that, like, after a few days of not ejaculating, not having an orgasm, that all of a sudden you start having weird thoughts. You start like second guessing yourself, or like maybe you're a little grumpy, a little bit angry.
100%.
That's that detox. That's that detox experience, because there's an explosion of neurochemicals in the brain every time you eat, but also when you orgasm or when you play with your phone. So if you wanted to expose like your inner beta, your inner weakness, your inner bitch, take away your baba, take away your pacifier, take away, vagina or pornography or your cell phone. It's amazing. You'll see like grown men, maybe like 200, 300-pound professional athletes who like beat the shit out of somebody on a football field. You take away their cell phone, they'll act like a baby. Give it back to me. Act like a little girl or something, right? So you really expose yourself when you start to take these things that we become attached to, i.e. food, out of your life. And you really gotta face yourself at that point. It's like, what is wrong with me? How is it that I'm behaving like such a child? And it's just food, or it's just jerking off, or it's just my phone.